just a hack. It's just an absolute hack. And he gets his ass kicked by his teammates every week. It's just, it's terrible. It's just terrible.
Sean, Clemson versus NC State. It's getting attention, and we're recognizing it simply for the national exposure to this game. But this game is a snoozer to me. This is an absolute
major snoozer. And Wake fumbled it because now we wouldn't even be talking about this game. I don't know why I was rooting for Wake Forest. I know that Clemson has a lot of really good, heartwarming storylines this year. I like it. The Clemson team I have no beef with, but it's always good to see other teams in the ACC step up. Wake Forest fumbled it. They should have Clemson kept on running the same play. They couldn't stop it. And NC
the same shit the whole game. It
was an entertaining game, and that's really what I'm looking for in college football. Ungagale has been okay, right?
And overhyped.
Okay.
Everyone is talking about how he had this Heisman performance. He didn't play that well.
Who said he had a Heisman? Are they saying
everyone is speaking that into existence, that that was
he bought himself 2 weeks. That's what he did.
But so everyone's saying all the DJU haters, where are you? Look at this game that he had. It's a box score game. It's a box score game that he had 5 touchdowns in. He played in overtime. Yeah, that game is not indicative of his performance. I watched a lot of missed throws, a lot of forced passes. He is still the same guy. He has not improved. He has not taken a step forward. I don't understand where this sudden hype for him and this sudden hype for Clemson. Their secondary got cooked, absolutely cooked. And while I like Sam Hartman, mid-tier quarterback, he's a good college quarterback. A.T. Perry didn't have one of his best games. Other guys stepped up that are mid-tier receivers. That secondary sucks. And I think this Clemson team is going to be exposed for the frauds that they really are this weekend.
Here's the thing. Offensively, Clemson and NC State, very, very similar per game. NC State, 411 yards a game. Clemson, 458. Defense, though, we're looking at an NC State team that's given up 261 and Clemson that's giving up 346. I can't buy in, but I also can't buy into fraudulent NC State that can't cover against ECU.
Right.
Yeah, I'm harboring resentment for that. I am.
Because you bet on them?
It was my first lock of the week selection on the Inquirer, and I bombed it. So I will harbor resentment for that.
So first time on a national, national exposure, that does suck. But I totally agree with you that NC State, they played.
I just don't know who they have. I don't know who's the guy that's going to step up for them.
Devin Leary
that's going to do it.
Devin Leary, their starting quarterback, is good, but are we really? See, the one thing that they have to ride on is their win over Texas Tech. That's what they're able to point to and say, hey, look, Texas Tech is a good Big 12 program. We need to give them more credit. But they've played nobodies across the board. It's been a bunch of no-name teams that they've played. UConn and East Carolina, who they barely beat.
Clemson's almost in that same boat.
Southern.
Clemson is almost in that same boat. Georgia Tech, I'm not even counting as the ACC school, really. I'm just not.
That's why I think that this is the biggest fraud game of the week. This is
huge fraud game.
This is the hack game of the week, because every hack out there is doing the, wow, this game's got great implications on it. It's for the ACC, title. I have a feeling that possibly neither of these teams are competing for the ACC at the end of the season. I've said this through and through, that I think we'll eventually get one of these teams just has whoever wins this game is going to have a stupid loss, and then both these teams are going to have one loss, and then it's going to completely destroy both their resumes. Someone's going to lose to Boston College. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Hey, come on now.
Oh, I forgot you're wearing the Boston College hat.
I am.